Toruji, Violet, Ghost King, Symbol, Swooshing, Ace, Creator, Sniper, Yu-Gi-Oh, Kid, Happy, Cynic, Leon, Maru, Drasticity, Kanji, Curious, Nasty, Lino, Naniwa, Marin King, Teja, MC, Oji, Supernova, Gumiho, Kyoro, Party, Squatter, Genius, Don Lego, MVP.
Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL Code S. We are here pretty far through this first round of the tournament, actually.
Yeah, almost done the round of 32. Only 3 days left.
We've had some upsets. We've had some names we expected to get through, and I think today is going to be cool to see. It's 2 Zergs, a Protoss, and a Terran.
It's the group of death tasteless.
It is.
And I got to say, man, MKP brings all the girls and boys of the yard. There are so many people here today.
It's packed in here right now. If you are in the studio, welcome.
We're like, no, we're here for Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm like, sick.
That's only John. If you are in the studio, we hope you're enjoying the new experience where you can actually hear what we're saying. There might be some people in the studio who don't know about that because it's pretty new. So if you see people without headphones on, please, if you see them, just let them know. They just have to give an ID at the front desk. Mm-hmm. They can be part of this experience. So welcome. And, of course, for those of you at home, welcome to yet another exciting day here at Code S. How long have we been doing this for?
Since the beginning.
No, but I mean, how many
2010 months? In October was
So we've been gone for about a year and a little bit over a year and a half.
October 2003.
Right?
October will be in 3 months, right? So
I think so.
Yeah, so we've done it for a year and 9 months. We've been doing GSL now.
Well, it's funny when you look back at our old games in the GSL Code S and see actually how much has changed.
How terrible people were.
How terrible they were back then. How painful some of the games were. And then to see now how much people really get the game. And we got some new players here. We got some old players. It's going to be pretty cool. Let's take a look at yesterday's results in case you missed them. Supernova and MC. Supernova actually get out of the group first, surprisingly. MC does make it out. Gonzi and Sniper go down. I don't think that those results are particularly shocking.
No, not so much. In fact, I'm thinking about this season so far. There's not like a lot of upsets. It's like kind of the players you expect, but today's group is going to have an upset no matter what because it has 3 players you have to expect to be in the round of 16.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, Supernova, he cheesed out yesterday. If I remember correctly. Did he?
No, that was MC.
That was MC, excuse me.
Yeah, he did like 1 base blink obs all in twice in a row against Ganji and killed him.
I know, talk about the unexpected there. But let's go ahead and take a look at today's matches now. I think this day is actually a little bit more exciting than the setup we had yesterday. Especially for the results we had yesterday. Kind of predictable. All right, so we have Parting, Symbol, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Marine King.
Let's take a look at each of these players. First, we have Parting, one of the best Protoss in the world. He's been close, a round of 8 and a round of 4 in the last 2 seasons.
Moving on to player number 2, we have Symbol, sponsored by thehandsomnerd.com. He is a solid player. Out of nowhere, this guy's been rising up the ranks.
He's been crushing souls, man. Then Yu-Gi-Oh! He's been playing really, really well in the last couple seasons, and finally he's made it back into Code S. Can he make it through the group of death, though?
We're going to find out. And the man who needs little introduction, Marine King. And MC is now in this group as well. We got 5 guys in the group.
That's craziness. Oh, this is really the group of death now.
This is like WWE now.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Just shakes his head again. He's like, how is this happening to me?
So, anyways, we got a pretty good lineup of these 4 players. In our first matchup, it's going to be a PvZ. It's going to be Parting up against Symbol. Now, Symbol, somebody everybody's been talking about. We didn't see him really in GSL Code S, but we heard about him. for a while. We saw him shoot up through the ranks.
Oh yeah, it's Symbol.
Now he's here kind of making his debut.
He was like the guy that knocked Marine King off his high horse in that Iron Squid tournament, killing him. Finally, like when no one else could. And he just had great results ever since. He's been killing it in Team League. He is a superhero monster man.
He is. You are a poet. Watch out, Shakespeare. Artosis is describing StarCraft players.
He's ready to gobble up Parting, man. But Parting, you cannot underestimate, one of the best Protosses in the entire world. This guy learned so much from Squirtle, and you can tell. He's like a mechanical genius.
Very passive player at times, too. He's really willing to wait out in a game. One of the more calculated players. Kind of the polar opposite, I think, of somebody like MC.
Yeah, they definitely have their own styles. Definitely very contrasting in that. I'm interested to see what he's going to do PvZ. Recently, we've had a lot of Protosses everywhere doing a lot of 2-base all-ins against Zerg. You know, since that patch change where we're seeing a lot more 3- and 4-base long macro games right before it.
Yeah, well, the styles are changing as the game and the metagame is evolving and patches are coming out. We're going to see how Party plays this PvZ up against the new nerd on the block, Symbol, here in Seoul, Korea at the GSL Code S. You see the screaming face, Artosis?
Yes, I see it.
Screaming alien face in the middle of the map.
That's right. This is actually just an alien in pain. alienpain.scm.
All right, into the game. In a nice pink Easter egg color over here in the upper left, we have our Protoss player, one of the best in the world. He is...
Tatu Pati.
Since when were we doing pink here? Not there's anything wrong with pink.
I like
Real
to
men
see
can
some
pull
new
off pink.
colors.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, Parting, you look at him, man, he's one of the manliest Protosses we have.
Oh, there's no doubt. And in the bottom left starting location, we have our new Zerg on the block over here. Let's see if he can prove himself. His ID is...
GSL Symbol.
Symbol's just scary.
He is.
His name is very symbolic.
It is. Actually, I was thinking about it. Did he get his name from symbol as in like the symbol on a drum set or like a symbol...
Well, I would hope it wasn't the symbol on a drum set, to be honest. That would be really weird.
It's called the symbol, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a thing you clash.
There's moments when you're on live TV
It's
and
like
you
when you're
occasionally do. That's
the
actually
symbol.
not a bad name if that's what he picked.
No, I think it kind of is. What if his ID was TSL like foot pedal? Because
We'll see, that's the difference. That's why the symbol's good and foot pedal's not.
Oh.
Okay. It's not just that it's part of a drum, it's which part. Wow, look at these
TSL
polling results.
mouthpiece, like for a trumpet or something.
There you go, yeah.
It's like a very important part.
Eventually we get somebody's TSL recorder. All right, 29% to 25%.
TSL kazoo.
Oh, kazoo's a good ID. I would take that any day.
There used to be a clan in StarCraft 1 called like Kizoo.
Kazoo?
Yeah. Kizoo, I think it was spelled. Good Korean players. Anyways, Parting right now, making like a pizza slice with an antenna on top of it there with his rally
little
point.
waypoints there.
Yeah.
He wants to block the hatchery from getting planted. And he'll do whatever it takes to make sure that happens. And the hatchery does go down.
Yeah. I thought of something funny.
Yeah.
I'll tell it later.
You tell me
I
later?
gotta refine it a bit.
Welcome from Philly. He doesn't have the headsets on. He doesn't know I'm talking to him.
No. Oh, that was all written in Korean, so I suspect he can understand Korean.
All right. Well, he's chosen his sides then.
Yeah, I guess he has.
He's picked the side. Which stream?
Wouldn't it be funny if that wasn't the case? He just like copied that off of some signs outside. I guess we're gonna go on camera again, Tasteless.
I think
Sit
we
up
are
straight.
I know, right?
Both going
rid
to
of the
thinker
nerd
pose.
bag. I know, right?
That's what we should do next time.
All right, double gas is here. Now, there's a lot of different things that Protoss can do to tech. So, you know, he can go for mass gates and do a timing attack. He can actually start high pylons, chrono boost out +1, and try to surprise him that way. He can get a star gate. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see. Now, as you can see here, Parting actually fairly new to the GSL, which I kind of forgot about because he's such a big name at this point in time.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's right. He actually is kind of new here.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Symbol's even newer.
Yeah, and he's one of a gigantic group of the top players ever in StarCraft 2 that are all from Eastro, the StarCraft 1 team that actually disbanded right before StarCraft 2.
That you used to live with.
Yeah, myself and Juani were a part of that, and actually here's some...
Tasteless lived down the block.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
It's a big, happy family.
Yeah.
And, I mean, him... It started out with, Fruit Dealer and Tester, or Trickster, being like the best in StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
And now it's passed several times to different Eastro players, such as Puma, such as Killer, and the likes. And now, Keen, who's killing so hard, and Parting are both from it as well. It's actually insane to see.
All right, as you can see, Artosa actually didn't get a glimpse of it. Okay, it's a robotics facility.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts opening up like this?
Well, this is so common right now, and the robotics is cool because you can either attack or expand with this. You absolutely have the option to do both. Now, recently we have seen some Zergs switching into quicker mutas instead of roaches to try to combat immortal pushes with lots of sentries, and that's definitely one way to go about it. A more European style that we've seen a lot this weekend at DreamHack by players like Maro and Damaga is to go the mass Ling and Baneling style.
Nice control there, by the way. That drone actually got away.
It's a slick drone.
Slick drone, man. Now we have 2 more gateways coming here to make a total of 3. And now we have a 4th coming here.
Yeah. You always have to jump up to those 4 gates. Pretty standard as that warp gate's finishing. You don't want to jump directly up to a ton of gates because you're still trying to use your robotics some. Now, we'll have to see if he actually wants to go for an attack where he's trying to get an expansion up. It's always very hard to tell at this moment because there's so many slight variations to both. You can actually take a 3rd base with Protoss on this map off of just a gate and a robo,
Yeah,
or you can actually go up to 7 gates and a robo and take an expand. It's there, and there's all sorts of in between.
Oh, he's getting a Warp Prism.
Warp Prism, just such a popular thing right now. And that's a very quick Warp Prism. That's interesting.
I think a Warp Prism play. Do you think he's actually going to do like a sentry?
No,
drop potentially, or something weird like that?
It is a possibility. I don't like it on this map so much. That main is really hard to get into with the Warp Prism quick enough.
That is true. It's not like Daybreak or something like that, where you actually can surprise them.
I think this is going to be more of just harassment with some sentries, just to try to trap some drones and keep the Zerg in his base while Parting takes a 3rd.
All right.
If you're going to use this more offensively, you're going to get it last. Like, you're going to get your Immortals first, and then
he's going to get spotted, and he is spotted.
And surprisingly, this is actually okay. Even if he's spotted, this is still something that can do damage, and it's basically just going to keep his opponent in the base. So Symbol right now making a lot of lings, getting speed, getting +1 for his roaches, and throwing down some force fields. Looks like he wants to kill his queen off.
Nice micro.
Really well done.
It's so funny. When this game first came in, I never would have thought sentry drops would be possible.
I know, right?
You know what I mean? They look like these little support units, but actually,
look at this. They're doing a lot of damage right now.
Yeah, they're doing a great amount of damage. Now look at this. He just waits for the shields. Oh my God, he's so good.
Yeah, that's a nice, effective drop. He's only killed 1 drone this game, but he's killed a queen.
I don't think he lost a single hit point there.
No, he lost no actual hit points. It was all shield damage to everything. So that is, he used some energy and some shield damage, got rid of a queen, did some harassment, stopped some mining. Just beautiful harassment there. I love it. And behind this, he made all the units stay there because that is a legitimate threat. And now Parting is taking a 3rd base, and he's safe about it, too.
All right, we got some Lings moving out here. Overseer coming into the base. And you know what? I have to say I kind of like the fact that I'm going to see a Protoss non-2 base here in this matchup.
Yeah. Well, this is, if you're going to have a map to do that on, it's going to be Entombed, right?
Right. 3rd base, easy to secure, but I also like, well, you know what I'm talking about. When you're a Protoss player like we are, it's like, okay, now I get to steal another build. What is this guy doing?
Yeah. It's like, guys, I have plenty of 2-base all-ins, I know.
Yeah, I already have that filled up.
Yeah.
In my little build order toolkit, now I need something that's going to allow me to mix up other stuff.
Now, interestingly enough, Symbol is actually going for quick drops here while upgrading his roaches. He does have some lings in there as well. We'll have to see if he actually gets a Baneling nest to drop Banelings with this speed and drop potential of the Overlords. And of course, dropping Banelings is one of the best ways to get rid of a mass of sentries. And if you can take out a mass of sentries, then Mass Roach suddenly becomes super powerful, as well as Lings. In fact, everything for Zerg. Protoss, their ground army, early game and mid game, really hinges upon their sentries.
Hey, you see what he did back there? He set in the Warp Prism, then he ran away. That's so smart because it's keeping the Zerg at home. It's keeping him in his base. And, you know, it's smart because he's controlling where the Zerg's going to be. Symbol's got some nice creep spread here.
Yeah, he does, and he's taking a 4th base too. This is really, you know, looking like it's going to be a very nice macro game. A lot of units being produced by Symbol though, so definitely going to see at least some aggression coming out. And I'm really wondering here if he's going to get that Baneling Nest. You know, when you have drops, it's so inexpensive to get a Baneling Nest and just. You know, even if you miss 3 times with Overlords full of Banelings at the probes, if you hit once, suddenly you've killed like 20 probes.
Yeah.
And it's so worth it.
It's paid for itself. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
this
man.
is a really big drop.
Warp
and
Prism's
it's
gonna
been
see
spotted.
it.
Quick,
Huge.
Warp and Stalkers below it. All right.
Well, there's a
see
lot of
how-
Stalkers on the edge, and this isn't really going to be able to do anything because of that.
Really nice there.
Good turnaround.
Okay, now watch. He backed up. He's going to try to go back in again.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. He does have Blink, but he's going to the high ground. Now, these Stalkers are going to want to blink up there, but then, of course, they can always go to the low ground. Now, splitting up his Stalkers is parting. Really nice moves by both players, but it looks like Symbol's dropping. Not going to work out this time.
It was really nicely done.
Yeah, it really was. I love those moves by both of them. You know, if parting underreacts, then he can hurt him.
A worse Zerg player would have actually just been like, I'm going to drop.
These Overlords have a lot of hit points.
And,
It's fine.
I'll lose a few of them, but it doesn't matter. That strategy is how it works. They just drop on the army. But no, he's playing very conservatively.
Yeah. Now, okay, there we go. He is getting the Baneling Nest as well as a Hive. And the Baneling Nest is going to be very important for when this push out finally does come.
By the way, Zerg's max and Protoss at 164. Protoss will probably max out in the next 2 minutes here.
Yeah. He's even adding his gates right now and some cannons as well. He knows that it's a possibility he's going to get dropped. So
it's interesting to see that he actually didn't spread any creep to the upper left.
Oh, through that little passage right on the side?
No, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that just seems like...
Yeah.
It's not a major thing, excuse me, but I'm just surprised.
Yeah, you know, he only has actually 4 queens right now, and he has 4 bases, so he's not really going very queen heavy, so I guess that would be one of the reasons he doesn't have that. But yeah, I would definitely like to see creep in all directions, Stasis.
Yeah, exactly, not just 2. All right, here we go. Whoa! That was close.
Whiffed those force fields.
Yeah. He spammed those out so fast. That was 5 force fields in like under a second. All right, here come the Banelings hatching. Then when you have the roaches like this on the ground, what you do is you pick up the Banelings and the Overlords and you drop them on the army, and you're going to blow up the sentries and a lot of other stuff. Probably won't kill the Immortals with it because it takes like so many Banelings to kill an Immortal.
Yeah,
is it like 27 hits or something?
No, it's not that many.
It's
10 to get rid of the shields, and then it's going to be 10 more to kill the actual Mortal, and by then he's probably healed the shield, so I guess it would be like 21 or something like that?
Yeah.
It's something insane like that for the Archon as well. I thought it was 17, but I might be off on that. It's like...
Talk about cost inefficient. Like, you cannot get more cost inefficient than that.
No, I know. It's actually hilarious. Parting pushing forward now, taking out some of this creep. He realizes he has to start pushing forward. We do have Ultralisk Cavern on the way, as well as some more Infestors and more upgrades for
Zerg's
the
got 4K and minerals, so he can actually make a ton of Zerglings after this. If he kills all the sentries, then he's going to be just those Stalkers, and that whole army's not going to be good against Massling, with the exception of the Colossus, which you can probably snipe. All right, here we go.
Oh, and
whoa!
Here we go. He is going forward, but Parting is running away. He's got to be very careful here. Nice force fields going off.
Hitting the rocks for a second.
Oh, this is starting to look pretty good for Symbol, but actually a lot of his roaches stuck with those force fields. More Stalkers coming out. Can he actually save these sentries? Looks like the sentries will for sure be going down, but at this point in the game, the sentries not
he
as
just dropped
important.
just the right amount there.
Yeah.
He killed the sentries and went out. That was so good.
124 Lings in production. One thing to point out, Symbol, if you look on it, he always has more larvae than any Zerg I've ever seen. This guy must hit more injects than anyone, man, because he always has, 50 plus larvae.
He's got to be careful, though. If he loses too many of these Overlords, right? He's now slightly supply block. He's going to go ahead and drop now.
Oh, with that fungal growth.
Oh, my God.
And those Banelings end up doing a ton of damage.
And here come the Zerglings that we were talking about. Now, there are 3 Colossi here, so the Zerglings are going to melt pretty quickly. If you can target down those Colossi, then Massling is going to win this. Stalker and Immortal not going to be good against that combination, but the 3 Colossi stay alive. And actually Parting handled that perfectly.
So good here, but 2 of his Colossi are at only 30 health. If those had gone down, this might look a bit different. Now we do have Lings and Banelings on the way. Ultra's Cavern is getting chitinous plating. He doesn't have any yet, though.
Right, he needs to run with those Colossi, Banelings.
Oh, and he gets 2 of them, but that was not very cost efficient for Symbol. And even though he has a ton of money, making this many Zerglings will use up any amount of larva, and he can't reproduce quick enough.
I love how he's blinking right around the Colossus right now. That thing is completely covered.
Yeah, he's safe as can be, man. He feels warm and happy.
Warm and fuzzy.
Well, I mean, this can be a problem at times with these Ling builds. You know, he's having a hard time spending his money in time, even though he has so much of it, so many larvae and whatnot. We do have a lot of Lings and Banelings here still. The Banelings without speed, so it's going to be hard to close.
This game's actually over, basically.
It's looking like
well, he's in the main now, so what he can do is actually just take out the entire tech tree and knock partying back to the very, very start of the game. The investor mound or pit there. But, yeah, I mean, this is it. I would say that we're going to see GG pretty soon here.
Yeah, definitely.
With that main wiped out. I can't emphasize how bad it is. All right, he's doing to move forward. There's one Ultra Scout here. Oh, my goodness, that's actually a good amount of Ultras.
Yeah.
The Immortal's in a really good position here.
Yeah.
GG.
Well done by Parting. Hits a very strong timing attack there, and you know, he handled that battle just right. And I think the main part of that game was actually when he threw down those force fields while he was retreating. It was starting to look good for Symbol, but about half of his roaches, maybe not quite half, I guess maybe 35 to 40% of his roaches were actually stuck, and he's still engaged because he saw that he could kill the sentries.
He got a little overly eager there. He did kill some sentries, but then he needed to back off and
when you get to that size of an army, the sentries don't matter as much anymore.
What do you think about counterattacking in a moment like that? After you kill the sentries, maybe sending the roaches up at the top and just trying to, you know, if he comes at you, you kind of go into the third or into the fourth?
Sure. I mean, that's
something different.
It definitely is, but on that map in particular, they can always warp in some sentries and cut that type of thing off pretty quickly. So, I mean, that's a hard map for Symbol against Protoss.
Well, yeah, Protoss gets that third base pretty easily. And, you know,
they have the building walls and stuff. It's going to take a bit to break down.
It's like, you know, with DRG where we see actually it's like, okay, Protoss has 3 bases, and now I just harass.
Yeah.
You know, so hard that he can't keep all of them. It makes the Protoss almost look greedy. Now we could see that on this map because it's Daybreak. This is where the third base is actually pretty removed. Well, I would say that, think of it like this: the farther the third base is from the main, the tougher it's going to be for the Zerg to actually. I mean, for the Protoss to hold it.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'm excited to see it on this map. Parting in the past has had some troubles here against good Zergs that get aggressive, such as DRG. Can Symbol be the next of those?
All right, well, we're going to find out, man. We're almost ready to get this game going. Both players compliment each other in the chat for the good play in that game by both sides. And now we're going to go ahead and see what's going to happen between these two guys for game number 2. I don't know. Partying looked really, really solid, but this is a map that Symbol could win.
Yeah.
Certainly could happen. So get ready. Get your nachos. Get a beer. Whatever it takes,
Totally get a beer.
Totally get a beer.
Glass of red wine. That's actually what I do.
Oh, yeah. Red wine and StarCraft is where it's at.
Yes.